Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and with less than 3 months away before Forza Horizon 5 Mexico launches, it feels as though the game has gotten back to the Horizon vibe, which is easily comparable to how it was in Forza Horizon 3 Australia. Now, in my opinion, and you can call me biased, maybe because I also live here as well, but I feel as though Forza Horizon 3 was the best title in its series. The location was great, it had a growing car list, no existing features that made the series great from the previous titles were removed, spawned in some nice Australian cars that perhaps many around the world didn't even know about. It was the game for me, and every time I jump back on, all the memories of making drag racing videos and meeting all you wonderful subscribers through my subscriber showcase just comes flooding back. So, of course, what you see on the screen now is Forza Horizon 3, and I am driving the ultra rare HSV VS GTSR, which is one of Australia's rarest cars ever produced. And as you know, every location that Playground Games chooses for their Horizon games are based off from real life areas. However, the map itself isn't accurately represented to the country itself. So you might be asking to yourself, what is up with the title for this video? A realistic Forza Horizon 3? What do you mean by that, Eric? Well, there is another racing game out there which at this point pretty much lives off from user created mods. The game started its life as a proper sim racer, but was later used to bring in new cars, epic tracks, including massive free roams, and some of you may have heard the game before, and it's called Assetto Corsa. So just very recently, this creator known as Assetto Mods released a huge Australian free roam map specifically for Assetto Corsa PC, which is based off the western suburbs of Sydney, where none of the locations in this free roam was featured in Forza Horizon 3. It's a close representation to its real life counterparts, as it's also styled off from Google Street View. There's over 75 kilometers of roads amongst many more features. At this very moment of this recording though, the map is currently in its very early beta stage, but let's get into it and cruise around Sydney, Australia. Right, so here we are. The car that I'm in is the HSV VS Club Sport. This is essentially the baseline version of the GTSR. It does feature a smaller 5-litre naturally aspirated V8, but slap on some headers and a dual cat 3-inch exhaust and the car sounds incredible. How do I know this? Well, I own one exactly the way it looks in the game right now, so I may as well try to replicate the experience as close as possible. So we just left the quote-unquote pit stop area, and I believe this is the highway that we are currently on. I'm not exactly sure because I only just moved to Sydney like 2 months ago, and we're currently in a bit of a situation where none of us can actually go out and explore. So I don't have the map turned on because I just want to explore and get lost around this map, and then hopefully discover some cool things along the way out of surprise rather than having to actually search for it by looking through the actual map. So some of the cars that you may have seen already on this traffic. Oh, we've got a car that's sideways. You've seen the blue Ford BA Falcon XR8. We've also saw the red VN Club Sport, and then we saw a VL Commodore in full drag spec that was barely moving on the freeway. Now I don't know if I kind of, oh, what's going on here? It's a lot of Aussie cars here. That's the EB GT Falcon, I believe. Tuned? Yes, it is. And then further up ahead, we see the yellow GTSR. Now, all of these cars are, of course, Australian cars, all from the same modder, by the way, who created this Australian map. And I've just set the traffic AI to feature all Australian cars that I've currently downloaded and that can also run on my computer as well. So we've reached the end of the highway, and as you can see, there's a huge barricade that just pretty much signifies that that is the edge of the map. And here we come across our first Shell or 7-Eleven petrol station. So there's a few landmarks that, you know, kind of are like Easter eggs to discover. And as we drive further up, you can see the big arches, the big M Maccas. I can't believe he's actually modeled a McDonald's onto this game. Maybe there might be more, but let's head into the car park and, ooh, I think we see a couple of cars parked there. just like it is in real life, eh? There's a nice Rex and also a Holden Tirana. We've left the Macca's and we're driving along the same road as we were before, and I believe we've reached the main town area or city area, if you guys would like to call it. I believe this is Blacktown. Now, I've only been here once, and that was a couple of years ago, so my memory of this place is quite vague. And is that a police station? It is too. Oh my gosh, a couple of Fords. What are you looking at, officer? Listen to the V8. What, you gonna defect my car? Anyways, let's get out of here. And man, I've got to say, for a beta map, this is pretty good. The map is quite accurately represented. Of course, all the textures and stuff. It's not final. This is a very early beta build, so as he releases more updates, there'll most likely be more textures. They'll be added along to these buildings that you see, but man, it really does have the Australian, especially with the Sydney suburb vibes to it. All the traffic lights, the post boxes, and even the phone booths are... It's so reminiscent of Australia that, man, when I play this right now, I really feel like I'm there. Like that's how authentic the experience currently is. And for just one person who modeled this entire map, man, I just gotta say, well done. This is certainly incredible. And we're coming through an intersection. We see 2 fuel stations. Is that a Harvey Norman on the right hand side? Yep, there's a 7-Eleven on the left, and we see another Macca's on the right as well. So now there's 2 McDonald's that are currently on this map. Still many Australian cars cruising around. Is that an IGA supermarket we see on the right side? Oh man, maybe I feel like we should turn in. Alright, take your time, Eric. Remember, we are not driving very quickly around this map because we don't want to crash our car, because that means we got to start all over again, and I definitely don't want that. My goodness, that is an IGA. That is so cool to see all these real life actual locations or brands being represented in this Assetto Corsa map. Oh no, we've come across more police now. This is the random breath test where they test whether or not you've been drinking and driving. But luckily for me, I'm clean. So let's continue moving forward. There's just so many things that I can relate to with this map. And ooh, on this right hand side here, there's a clear open field. Let's go off-road, shall we? Oh, I can't believe you can actually even go off-road on this. But oh, it's a bit rough. I will say this isn't really built for off-road. Oh my god, you can see the suspension. And wait, that's a drive-in. That's a cinema drive-in. Wow, can we actually drive in there? Let's find out. No. Wow, I know exactly where this place is. I've legit been here before, and for those of you guys who are a fan of the Forza Horizon series and live in Australia, you may have actually been here for the preview event for Forza Horizon 4, which this is literally the cinema drive-in in Blacktown that they held the event at. Dude, I recognized this spot as soon as I turned in. No way, that is cool, dude. And I remember, yeah, this is where the bus took us back to the main city. I must say, I've probably just scratched the surface of this map, and there's so many more places to discover. Like right here, there's another supermarket called Woolies or Woolworths. Now, to actually obtain mods like these in Assetto Corsa, you will need Assetto Corsa on the PC, and you must have Soul and Content Manager installed. All of the tutorials or step-by-step guide are on YouTube. A simple search and you'll find one video that will give you all the exact steps. But to actually gain access to this particular map and some of the cool Australian cars that were showcased, right now it's specifically only available to VIP members of his Patreon. I'm not sure as more updates get released how the pricing will be, but I'll link everything down in the description below if you want to check him out. For me, I fully support this creator. It's the only place I can virtually drive some of the rarest Australian cars that I loved growing up. And there's also a 24/7 server that's currently up and running for this particular particular Australian Freeroam, which I have yet to dive into. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this slightly different video. If you guys did, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as that would really help me out. And also, if you guys would like to stay up to date with all your latest Forza Horizon 5 news, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.